This episode of the HoneyDew is brought to you by Upstart and Away. We'll talk a little bit more about that, but I want to let you know about some dates. Here in town, February 22nd, I'm headlining the Ice House. March 19th through the 21st, I'll be at the House of Comedy in Phoenix. March 26th, La Jolla Comedy Store. And April 23rd through the 25th, I'll be at the House of Comedy in Vancouver, BC. Come on out and check me out, guys.
You're watching The HoneyDew with Ryan Sickler at your mom's house.
Welcome back to the HoneyDew, y'all. We're over here at Studio Jeans doing it at your mom's house. I'm Ryan Sickler. You can follow me on all social media, Ryan Sickler, ryansickler.com. The website for the show, thehoneydewpodcast.com, where you can get the links to everything. And if you're new to the show, we've been here a year now. I'm excited to have this new year off with you guys. Excited for all the new guests, excited for the new stories. We're highlighting the lowlights over here, and these are the stories behind the storytellers. And today's storyteller, we're about to hit part 3 of the saga. Ladies and gentlemen, the one and only Joey Diaz is back. All right.
The saga,
brother. I know exactly where we left off, as I told you. I listened, but before I do, please plug, promote everything you'd like to get out of the way.
Just January 25th, they had a second show at the Tabernacle Theater in Atlanta. I'm just going into Atlanta to do one show. It's a makeup show. You know, the agents are trying to, why don't you route it with Tampa? No, because I fucked Atlanta last time. I don't want no misunderstandings.
Is Atlanta the one you were doing with Simone when you guys got the flight canceled and couldn't make it? He told me about that.
Yeah, it was a horrible fucking day.
Oh, man. Well,
there was no way we could get to whatever.
Atlanta, go see Uncle Joey.
Yeah.
25th, January 25th.
I'm just focused on Atlanta. I'm not going to be greedy and go somewhere else. I'm giving everything I got to those 2 shows because I feel bad. I had to cancel, not on purpose. It was a fucking airport thing.
Yeah.
So.
And I know you're going through, we talked about it. You tore your hamstring.
Oh, November 12th.
You say it like it's D-Day.
Fuck.
Listen, I don't blame you.
Because when I landed, I knew it was over. Like when I landed.
I had the same thing happen to me, and I called you right away.
Oh, my God.
And I've been checking on you because that was a mother. Tell me what happened because I'll tell you exactly what I did.
I went to the Improv. I did a spot with Joe. I went to the Comedy Store, pulled up. I saw Rap out there and Mike from the store, and I gave them all a hug. And I walk into the kitchen, and my left foot just went straight. And
it was it slid?
Like it just slid at 90 miles an hour. I bounced and then fell over. And all I could see is stars and fucking the pain was brutal. And, thank God, sometimes you go, I just go to the store to work out. No, you don't. They're really a family because I never saw them react to me like that. Kudos to Whitney Cummings, who was all over me.
Oh, that's great.
The funniest, the night belonged to Annie Lederman when I was in my darkest shadows. I mean, I couldn't see the pain. I was breathing out of my nose. I thought I was going to pass out. She goes, Joey, come on. You want a blowjob? And I looked at her. And there's guys, in the middle of all this. She goes, you want a blowjob? And I go, now Annie Lederman? And she goes, I was going to get one of these guys to suck your dick. And, people have no idea the gift of bringing levity to a situation.
This is what this show is all
about.
I
fucking hate, like, if somebody calls me and says, hey, call, God forbid, Tom Segura. His dad passed away. I give it a day. I call him like I usually do. Tom, I love you. I'm sorry about your dad. And then I'll just drop like what are we getting in the will? You know what I'm saying? Is it going to your fucking creepy sister? Or are we getting, what do we? And people usually go, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
Thank you for making me laugh.
Yes.
Jesus Christ. Nobody has the balls to call and insult me. Like I'll call people and go, you got a brother? What do you want to do? You want to light him on fire so he gets nothing?
Nothing.
Nobody else can test the will. And they'll die of laughter. Like, don't push me, because I hate that motherfucker as it is. And for 5 minutes, I just made their day.
Yeah.
So Annie Lederman now is done to me, and I got it. I understood it. They picked me up, man. Those guys, Richie, and I couldn't even think from the pain.
Dude, I know it.
They put me in a car. I couldn't even sit because the leg was swelling as we were driving. Couldn't drive, couldn't sit in the passenger seat, couldn't sit in the back seat because your left leg has to go up, so your ass cheek is on fucking fire. And you can't sit on your right ass cheek because your left cheek, it was just a nightmare. I went home, I sat home for a few days, finally had to go to emergency room, x-rays, ultrasounds, the whole thing, you know, on a couch, ice, heat, pain pills, which I went on 2 days of pain pills and I threw the rest away. I mean, they're the worst medication.
Yep.
It's your pain remains the same, but your head goes to this place where you just feel like you feel bad enough. Like a comic like me, excuse me, I love action. I'm on a couch watching TV. There is nothing I hate than a man watching TV in the daytime. Nothing bothers me more than that. There should be no men watching TV
I agree
unless
with
you
that.
work nights.
Yeah, yes.
You know,
If that's your night. If day is
you
your
know,
night.
5 o'clock, 3:30. I get home at 3:30. I watch World News Tonight, but I'm not at home at 11 watching. I'm gonna binge watch. What's Manostaldo, whatever the name of that fucking Disney show is. Mandalorian, yeah. I'm gonna go home and binge watch in the afternoon. There's got to be something you could be doing, you worthless sack and shit. Write a joke. Then they tell you, I keep bombing, sure, because you're watching Maniscalco, whatever his fucking name is. Instead of fucking watching what you're supposed to fucking be doing. So it just took a toll. But I got blood drawn. There was no blood clots, and I was able to cover the gigs in Miami, Town Hall, New York, and the Chevrolet Theater in Boston, Chevalier. So I'm grateful. And, you know, it's the holiday season. I'm taking a couple weeks off just to
You should.
hang out with the baby. I got some spots at the store. You still got to keep the muscle.
Yeah.
It's like going to the gym. A joke here, a joke there, getting the 2020 schedule tight. You know, it's going to be light until the Soprano release.
Yeah, when is that?
September of 2020.
Okay.
So we got 8 months. And that's it, bro. Just trying to put the one-man show together, trying to put a book, audio book together, you know, and that's it. Just trying to be a dad, brother.
I love it. You know, sometimes people tell me that shit happens to you and it's a way of, you know, someone or something telling you, hey, slow down
a little bit.
Slow down a little bit. Take your time. It sucks that I was playing when I wrote at E, they had a softball league. So I was like, yeah, I'll play in it. They asked me to play, I'll play. I hit a double. I'm standing on second. Next guy hits a single. I'm hustling to third. And between second and third, right in that shortstop spot, I hear the pop they talk about. The athletes always talk about. They hear a pop. And I heard it. And I felt it. And I mean, immediately, your hand just goes, I was like, ha! And I mean, I got the third, I called timeout, and I couldn't walk. I just wanted to walk back to my bench and be like, I'm done. I couldn't walk. I had to sit for a little bit, and I could get up. I moved over. I could barely drive. Same thing. I get home, just blood. I know I called you, and I was like, there ain't shit you can do.
Nothing. It's like a broken rib.
Yes.
Can't do dick.
Nothing.
And it's just weird how it fucking broke me. Like the pain broke me. Like it was, you know, I heard pops, plural. You know, I heard pops. I was 300 pounds going down deep, dog, 288. And
did you hit your head when you went down?
No, I had just squatted the day before, 455 pounds for 2.5 minutes straight. Like I work out Mondays and Thursdays. Those are my 10 a.m. and 12 a.m. on Thursdays. And it's heavy lifting for people over 50. It's heavy, heavy, heavy lifting so you can combat, you know, your joints stay stronger, you eliminate falls, and muscle mass, build everything. I mean, my blood pressure numbers are down, my cholesterol's down, insulin. The fountain of youth is weights over 50. So the doctor even said to me, he goes, by looking at the x-rays, you had something. And I go, you know, dog, I just squatted the day before. So I walked in there tight.
Yeah.
That's what really saved me, the squats, you know. First of all, we'll open up with I'm very sorry about how we ended the last podcast on an emotional tip.
Why would
But it was just to explain to people where I was put at that time in my life at 14. And it was like when I did time, I wasn't crying for Anthony. I cried about all the shit that went on before Anthony. And Anthony was the straw that broke the camel's back. Like, I was crying for my father's death. I was probably crying over Bruce Lee's death, Roberto Clemente's death. You know, all those deaths. And Anthony got me wound up.
I get it.
And after Anthony died, like I said, I became a makeshift figure in their house. I was
and you're 14, 13?
I'm 14.
Okay. That's
and
where we are. Talk about bringing levity to a situation. This is exactly what you're here for.
Summer of 78, I was basically, and this is a true story, I was untouchable in North Bergen.
Because his father, Carmine.
I was at the house of the guy that you had to answer to at the end. So if you decided to fuck with me, you better think twice, because I had this guy. And people knew it. People's personality changed towards me. They knew I was a member of this fucking family. You know, on family functions, I was with them, you know, the whole thing. So
he was a cop, right?
He was a cop.
Yeah.
He was a detective, and he was the mayor's driver.
Oh, okay.
So that's a complete different set of power,
Yeah.
you know, and cops would go to the house and they would see me. So now when I'd see them out at night and they'd chase us from a spot, they would come over and go, "Hey, man, no disrespect. Just get out of here."
They're apologizing to a 14-year-old.
It was just fucking craziness. So my house was falling apart. My mom...
Well, your mom hit him over the head while he was sleeping, and then he split.
He split.
But you had connected again after 8 months or so.
Him and I, but it was never really a connection. You know, I'm writing this book right now, and when I was writing it, I put a lot of emphasis on him, and I realized that I got to erase this, because at the end of the day, I liked him. I liked what he did for a home, but he wasn't my father. I never took his name. He married my mother. So I never took his name. So he was just a guy that lived in our house. He was just, you know, bringing light to my bad behavior or what he expected for me to be different. So did we talk about the raid last time? When in the 8th grade.
Yes, he said, tell your mother to clean the house.
Right. So by this time, everybody knew what time was up in the neighborhood. My name had come out. My mother's name had come out in the paper. My stepdad, so it changed the dynamic of the house.
It's not just you and your mom in the house.
It's just me and my mom in my house. Somewhere along the line, she closed the bar, and she was just had a jewelry store. She had interest in a jewelry store, and this made her work her numbers bank a lot harder. So it really became, we were just roommates, my mom and I. We were just roommates. She would cook on Sundays, and she would make me breakfast. But beside that, I didn't see her. I would only see her at night late, and we would talk at night, 3 in the morning. We'd talk for about 20 minutes. But I was always at the Carmine's house, you know, and then...
So that's where you are when your mom's not at home.
Yeah.
You're not even home by yourself. You're at Carmine's house.
I'm at Carmine's. I'm at the Benders. I'm at the Garcias. I'm at the park. I could have been in New York City. Blah, 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 blah. And
are you skipping school at 14, or are you going to school?
No, I'm a good student. No drama.
This is no more fights with the nuns?
No. I'm in North Bergen. I had some clout in high school because Carmine beat up the 8th grade gym teacher. So he was now my homeroom teacher.
The gym teacher's now your home. They moved him out of gym.
They moved him out of McKinley and put him up at the high school. So the first day of high school, you got to go to homeroom. Your last name is D. I go to homeroom. Who's my homeroom teacher? Tortora. And I know he didn't say much. Joe Jose Diaz. And on the way out, he goes, "Hey, no hard feelings." He goes, if for some reason you don't have to come to class, he goes, don't even worry about homeroom. So I never went to homeroom. I never went to homeroom.
You got like an extra 20-minute late start or something?
No, I never went to homeroom. So homeroom,
it was
first period, second period, third period, then homeroom.
Oh, homeroom's after that.
Oh, homeroom was about 8:45 to
for us,
9:05.
it was always the first place you
they
checked in
tricked
there
you
to make sure you were in the building.
So they tricked you. Then you'd have a late pass if you didn't make your class. Freshman year, I was struggling with just finding an identity. I was a basketball player. I was considered, I partied a little bit, and I was from downtown, and that's anything. But I was known all the way to 91st Street as Carmine's boy.
Okay.
During the elections, I'd be with Carmine.
When the mayor was running?
Yeah, so when they were doing re-elects, I was at Carmine. Everybody would see me, and there'd be opposing forces, but ours was the force. That meant being with Carmine meant that during the elections, I had to rip signs down.
They would send you out to do that, off the poles and shit?
I had to break people's windows. Light people's.
If they had it in their window, you break it.
We would get lighter fluid and put it on cars and light them on fire. Me, Frankie, Political Pete. His name was Pete, but we called him Political Pete.
Out there trashing the fucking competition. Oh, shit.
So this went on for a while. I didn't play freshman football.
Wait, can I ask you real quick? Are you, the school you're going to, is that the school you're in your district, or are you going to another school?
No, I'm in the school in my district, the high school, North Bergen High. I didn't play football, but I played basketball. But by not playing football, it put me on this fucking list. Like, you're supposed to play football in my school. I refused because I wanted to play basketball, but the coach didn't like me. Freshman coach didn't like me. I was obviously the third best player on the team. He just didn't. I don't know if he didn't like Spanish people. He just didn't like me, and he made up. Coaches talked to him, athletic directors talked to him, and he goes, "I feel opposite. I feel Diaz is not a good defensive player, And I was tearing them up in practices. I would destroy their first team in practice. The feelings I had growing up of being alone and being, insecure about who I was started coming back again. Like, here I am again. Nobody fucking likes me, and I had to eat this. I had to go to schools that the players were like, I'm like, no. They're like, are you fucking, you're not starting? And I'm like, no. And it just crushed me. I started doing more and more drugs. I started selling acid. I would go with this kid, Nicky Biamonte, on Saturdays to fucking East Stroudsburg, Pennsylvania. And I just took my own money because I hit the number. Let's back it up. I was using my own money. Carmine got me a job as a hard carrier going into freshman year. So they would pay me $75 cash a day. DeCarlo Construction. You know what I'm saying? Heavy duty. What do you want to do? You know what I'm saying? Some days you showed up. Some days you didn't, and nobody said nothing.
Nobody said nothing.
All I had to do was carry a wheelbarrow. That's it. I was Wheelbarrow Joe. That's it. And I put away money, and I started this little 100 mescaline. I started selling hits of mescaline. I would get them for 80 cents and sell them for $3. But my biggest money maker was Black Beauties. I would get 1,000 for $40 and sell 35 for $100 or $1 a piece. It was like printing fucking money.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and I was known as a little bit of a drug dealer and kind of cool. Now, my freshman year, there's this group, football players, jocks that party. They beat people up. They're crazy. They call themselves the Boys. They weren't no money, no gang. Nobody got beat up. Their main thing was to get together, listen to music, get drunk, and then hug each other and sing. And girls would go, look at them, aren't they so cute? And then there were the little boys. Well, the little boys came after me to recruit me. And they were pretty cool. They were drinkers. I was more of a drugger. They didn't like that, so it was like me and 3 other guys would sneak mescaline and Black Beauty.
Mescaline? What's that? What's that?
It's acid. It's acid.
Is that all
it was really acid.
Okay.
We didn't even know what we were taking. Every week I'd pick up a different type of acid. Mescaline, two-way acid, blotter acid, window pane acid. Every Saturday I'd pick up 300, and as my business grew, I'd pick up more and more sheets.
And are you're also taking a little bit?
I'm taking a little bit.
How much acid do you think you'd done by the time you hit 16?
Well, let's back the story up. So we're still 14. We're still taking 1-2 hits a week.
A week?
Maybe on Sundays I was snorting angel dust. We would get this thing called THC.
Why only on Sunday?
Because my mother went to the track on Sundays, and they would buy me 8 hours.
Sundays for the Angels, Joey.
So
Diaz.
me, Carlos Perez, me and this Cuban kid started snorting THC crystal. And then our big thing on Saturdays was we'd snort THC crystal, take a bus into the city.
The keef? You would snort the keef? Is that what
Listen, THC crystal is what you sold it to Bert as. On the street, it was fucking PCP.
I gotcha.
It was gorilla tranquilizers. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, okay.
This is the shit that they would shoot.
That sounds
You ever see
nice.
what was that show when we were kids? Omaha, whatever, about animals, wild animals, the Mutual of Omaha.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
When
about.
you see a leopard, they shoot him and he'd go over. That's what we were snorting.
All right.
It was like animal tranquilizers. So take me, you, Rogan, Bert, Tom, 9 of us. We'd split 3 $10 bags. We'd buy $30 worth, and we'd each do a little line, and we'd jump on a bus on Saturdays, go to New York City, jump off on Times Square, and we'd go, all right, you, Bert, and Tom, see you later. We'll meet at 5 o'clock in Port Authority on 181st Street. So you got to see how to get there. And it's just a foggy world, man.
I'll bet.
We would walk like 20 blocks, then we'd jump on a train for 10, then we'd sit on a park bench for an hour and fuck when it was really hitting you, like we'd be in Harlem talking to black people, and the next thing you know, we had to get to fucking 181st. It was a fun time, and my mother had no control. I was doing great in school freshman year, and then I got initiated into the boys. The boys said, we want you to be part of one of us. So I would go to their parties.
So the little boys is like the Cub Scouts and
the big boys.
And now they're pulling you up.
Right. But what it really meant was that the little boys, there was one particular one who I just spoke to last night, and he had an older brother. What that meant was that I got invited to those older parties. Mm-hmm. That's what that pass gave
What are
me.
these kids, 17, 18, 19?
These kids are seniors in high school, and they're fucking lunatics. And I love them for them. I loved it for them. Like the first party I went to, they got garbage barrels. And they put garbage bags in them, and they just filled them up with different booze. No mixer, no margarita mix. It was like
Just
brandy,
straight vodka
gin.
over here.
They threw a shoe in there, and they got a bunch of bees. They got a bunch of dead bees and put them in the thing and stared them up. And for you to walk in, they would give you a ladle with a glass, and you'd have a bee in the glass. And I remember I don't know how many times I picked up the shoe. There was like an old man's shoe in there. These guys were nuts. Great guys. No drugs, reefer, heavy metal music, the Stones, shit like that. I'll never forget the first party I went to. I woke up on a lawn. Like I just opened my eyes up and I was on Richie Sensulo's lawn.
Richie Sensulo. I love your names, God.
His name is Richie Sensulo.
You're on his front lawn.
I'm on his front lawn. I'm looking around, and it's Ray Ernesto. Ray Ernesto was a cop who I liked, but I didn't like because he would always play basketball with us, and he would wear colored socks. And that was like a no-no in my hometown.
What are you
and he would pull them all the way up to his knee. He was a cop. And you know how many times...
He even dressed athletically like a cop. You can see, he could tell a mile away.
Oh, my God. Ray Ernesto was the sweetest man on the planet. He was a cop. And to keep himself in shape, he played with the 8th graders on Sunday. Legit guy, no pedo. He'd buy us all.
No pedophile.
No pedophile. He'd buy us. But there was where we played basketball, like 60 yards away, there was a milk place where milk got delivered from. But they got to know us, so they would sell us iced teas in containers. Remember when iced teas came in a container?
Like a milk cart. Like
a milk
fold
carton.
it open and shit.
Delicious.
Yeah.
He would buy us a case, and we would play basketball. But after we got to know Ray, we'd go, Ray, what's up with the socks? Because when you were in the North Bergen school system, and you showed up to gym with colored socks on, two things happened. The gym teacher threw you out because in those days, if you got cut with glass, you would die because the ink from the sock would go into your blood skin.
Really?
That's how scared of it they were.
Oh, I had no idea.
So if you wore colored socks in my grammar school, A, you get thrown out of class, and B, you caught a beating at 3 from the kids. Like, we just beat you for fucking no more colored socks, all right? So Ray Ernesto, we couldn't give a beating to.
Yeah, no.
So we would just torment them constantly. Like, Ray, what's up with the socks? No more fucking socks, all right? Ray, if you're going to play with us, you got to bring colored socks. And he was old, and he'd go, my doctor recommends these. We don't listen. Tell your doctor,
diabetes socks.
tell your doctor to go fuck himself. From now on, you come on this court, you wear white socks. All right, Ray? So,
Tell your doctor to go fuck himself.
Ray Ernesto wakes me up. I'm looking around Richardson Still long. He goes, are you all right? I'm like, yeah. He goes, hop in the car. Let me give you a ride home. So he gives me a ride home. I walk in my house like 7 in the morning. My mom has a fit. And she's like, I don't know these animals you're hanging with 7 in the morning. You reek of alcohol and all this shit. And so everything in the house was cool. I was with the boys, but I was going to karate. I was a big karate guy at the time. I would go to karate 3 nights a week during basketball season. And when basketball season was over, I was going to karate 7 days a week, 6 days a week. He was closed on Sundays. I would take a bus down there. So I would go to basketball practice till 5, take a bus home, eat, take a shower, get my gi, walk up the fucking hill, and take another bus to karate till fucking 10 o'clock. Takes the men's class.
And you're 15?
I'm 14.
15.
And then so now, freshman year, I'm doing all this shit, going to karate. I'm still half legit. My house is happy. My mom is happy. I go to see the Stones without Mick Jagger. It's called The New Barbarians. It was April of 80. April of 79, I went to see the Stones with Mick Jagger. Rod Stewart was the singer. It was, nobody even knows about this shit.
Yeah, I was going to say, I had no idea.
The New Barbarians was Rod Stewart, Robert Plant, either or would show up to sing. Keith Richards, Ron Woods, Stanley Clark on bass, Ian McLaughlin on the piano.
Wow.
And the drummer was Charlie Watts.
Yeah.
And you would see fucking celebrities. New York show was tremendous.
Where would they play?
The Garden.
Really?
So
this was big, though.
Right. This was a big event. It was a small tour. I think Ian McLaughlin released a thing.
They just do live shows only, like no album
and
or
they
anything
did covers of like Mick Jagger. They did
all their stuff.
Yeah, like all their stuff.
Ah, damn, that probably was a damn good show.
But I also introduced me to a kid named Denny. And people warned me against Denny because his name was the Devil. Even freshman year, he was the Devil. He was a couple years older than I was. Denny, his father owned a ship resurfacing company. So when a ship comes back from a long trip, Denny's father comes in, hauls it out, removes the barnacles, paints, repaints it, sprays Rust-Oleum, a certain thing. We'd replace all the different ports that needed to be replaced, shit like that, Denny and me so I had the boys, I had the kids from my neighborhood, and then I had Denny.
And Carmine.
But Carmine, nobody really knew my business with Denny. Everybody considered the Denny the Devil, but Denny was putting money in my pocket because Denny was a stone cold thief. So at night, Denny would pick me up at 10 and we'd go down to Newark and we'd rob other ships.
Really? Other ships?
So other companies.
What are you getting? Like, what kind of stuff are you getting?
We're getting like, I don't know what they're called, like what you put on a ship to let the heat out of the engines, the exhaust. And then you have to take them off the ship with like a metal and then carry it with 4 guys. We would fucking go on a ship, steal them. He would take them to a person at 2 a.m. And like, let's say he got 800, he'd give me like 50. And he'd buy like a gram of Coke and give me 2 lines and go home. every time you did business with Denny, you lost money. That's why they called him the devil. But he was one of my many little criminal activities. So now, going into sophomore year, I'm really involved with the little boys. Like, I'm at all their parties. They're out every night. These guys, good bunch of guys. And the summer of 79, I got a job working for a mason, and Carmine got me a no-show job.
A no-show job?
At Horace Mann Grammar School.
What was your position at the no-show job?
I was a janitor.
That place was dirty as shit.
I would listen. The best was going to pick up your check, and all the other janitors looking at you, going, "You're a fucking piece of shit." Like, you're a real piece of shit. And I would go in there like, "What's up, guys?" They'd give me the check. Like,
where's the holiday party?
Yeah, like with tears in their eyes, you know. At that point, I was still selling acid, still selling pills, but I really got into selling weed. I had a friend who would give me 4 ounces for $100.
Damn.
And I would sell them for $200. I would make $100 profit.
Did you ever come across back then any of the shit that's like when it got good, you know? Because I was.
No. I sold Panama Red. I sold Colombia.
The shit I
we
would
were
get.
Getting
Seeds,
yeah, we were getting.
I would get the corner of the brick.
We had a teacher in our high school that you would give him money up front. He was in charge of the stagehands. His name was Robert Pullman.
Always in the art.
Robert Pullman. I hope he dies. He's a scumbag. He was a white privileged guy. It was $40 for 3 joints. And it would come from Hawaii on a little stick. It was good weed.
Yeah.
I also had places in the city that had like Panama Gold, whatever it was. Acapulco Gold and Panama Red. Yeah. Acapulco Gold was great. It was stony, but it was very seedy. So when you bought it, you got more than enough seeds. You'd be pissed off because you were fucking 15. You had to deliver papers.
Yeah.
And at $20, I'm getting 4 joints, but the weed was great. At that time, my mom was getting deeper and deeper into a hole. So she started holding weed for people. People were bringing weed up from wherever they were bringing it, and I didn't know. It was downstairs in my basement, hidden in the little boiler room. And I mean the big sacks of it. So I would take her weed. And she would always come to me and go, "Were you downstairs last week? Guys came by and they said it was a half-ounce light. I don't know what's going on." and I kept doing this, and I kept doing this, and I kept doing this, and I was making money. And then August of 79, I was playing basketball. I had already, let's take it back 1 second. February of 79. I was fed up. I wasn't fed up with it. My schedule was so fucking busy that karate had just fizzled out. It was between hanging out, pussy, homework, I had all these things, and karate was this thing. I had to get in the bus and go all the way downtown. I'm just saying. And I was like, I had done everything I was going to do. I was like a fucking purple belt. I had tons of trophies in my rooms from fighting and from, it was semi-contact. Don't get me wrong. It wasn't fighting like you see.
Right.
It was like you could strike from the head to the stomach. And if you hit the head, you got disqualified. So I did all that shit. I was really good at forms. And I just decided on my birthday I was going to quit. There was a competition in New York.
Which birthday? Well,
my 16th birthday. I decided I'm getting out of karate. Like, it's just too much, with the drugs and the fucking. Plus, the karate guys weren't into drugs. I had to hide it from them on Saturdays. They still wanted to go to the city and watch kung fu movies and talk about, I can't wait to go to China. I don't need that shit in my life. I'm trying to get my dick sucked. And I want to go to China and learn from the masters. That's great. These fucking retards. So I quit karate before. It was a huge snowstorm on my birthday, 1979, February 19th. There was a 2-foot snowstorm, but the competition went on. And as I was leaving, there was 3 bookies in my house that would come over every Sunday to eat, a couple broads, and my mom would cook big meals. And I go, listen, I'm going to this competition. I'll be back. And the one book, he looked at me, he goes, hey, what do you want for your birthday? I go, I don't know. He goes, how about we put $10 on a number? Give me a number. And I go, 219. I went to Jersey City. I did the contest. I took the bus back. And fucking, when I walked in, they hugged me. They're like, you hit the number.
Straight? Did you hit it straight?
Straight for $5,000.
Holy shit.
So I gave him a $500 tip. And then I took $2,000, gave it to my mother. And I took $2,500 and put it in a bank account. And I was instructed not to touch that bank account. My mother told me, don't touch it. I just touched it for investments, for weed investments. Wait a second. So you mean to tell me if I buy a whole pound, I saved, $300? Fuck it, let me buy a whole pound. I started wheeling and dealing. And then summer of 79, 80, I got a job as a hod carrier. No mafia thing. This is a kid across the street.
So what are you carrying?
Hod. Masonry,
Just masonry.
Yeah, this guy was an old Italian guy.
So you're legit carrying masonry. You're not also carrying and delivering other shit. This is the job.
This is a guy right across the street from me. If I looked out my door, 2 houses up, nice Italian family, no mafia involvement, just Italian,
This
hard
is a
working.
legit job, not a Carmine
No,
job.
he came up to me and he goes, you look a big now. You want to do some work this summer? Every day at 6 a.m. you could handle. And I go, yeah. So me, his young kid, and another guy, Stinky, would meet him at 6 a.m. every fucking day. Never missed a day. And he didn't believe in...
Jackhammers?
No.
You sledgehammers and
So
shit?
we had a sledgehammer, everything.
Oh, my God.
So we sledgehammer everything, pick it up, put it in a container with gloves, and then we'd have to make the mortar, and 16 bags of sand, 1 bag of concrete, 3 buckets of water, and we wouldn't have a machine then. I'm getting ahead of myself. That's when I had a machine. In those days with him, you had to make the mortar by hand.
Before you had that little metal.
Yeah, that came later.
I remember that.
I did that for the whole summer, but I got fucking yoked and ripped.
I was going to say.
Because I would get home at 2:30. I would go in, eat something, smoke some dope, put on Ted Nugent, Double Live Gonzo, and I would go to my basement and fucking lift. And then this kid, Richie Vanacek.
After that job.
After that job. And then Richie Vanacek, just the name sounds big. He was Czechoslovakian. He would tell me, come to my house, let's lift together. So me and him started getting fucking yoked. But one day while I was lifting, I had to spit. And I spit, and you see how red that is? Mm-hmm. It was redder than that. And it was pure blood. And I kept spitting this fucking blood. Spitting this fucking blood. Spitting this blood. I didn't know what it was. And I didn't tell nobody because I didn't like the doctor. And then one day I got a job. When that mortar job ended, Carmine called J. Har & Sons. And they got me a job as a warehouseman. J. Har & Sons. I had to be there at 4 o'clock every day after school, and I'd work till 9. They paid you like $9 an hour. It wasn't bad.
Yeah, that
so
is good.
All of us in the neighborhood got a job.
I mean, minimum wage is what? Only $12.50
in
now.
those days, it was like $4.50 or something. We would all meet, get high, and go in the warehouse. Fucking eat noodles off the shelf. They had a frozen area with lobster tails. We're stealing lobsters. It was a great little job for us. It was a different time back then. Think of me, you, Segura, Bert, and Ari all working together in a warehouse.
God, that'd be great.
It was just fucking great. And one day I spit, and the guy saw it, and he goes, "Hey man, did you cut your lip?" And I go, "No." He goes, "Why am I seeing thousands of fucking blood spots everywhere?" He goes, "You can't go back till you go to the doctor." And then they fucking called my school. One day in gym, one of the gym teachers saw me spit. And she's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And they told me in school I couldn't come back until I had a doctor's note. So I went to the doctor. He did like a chest x-ray, and he did something. I don't know. I can't remember what the procedure was. And maybe a week later, I'm at J. Har & Sons, and the guy, Gary Har, comes out. He goes, "Coco, you got a call on line 3. And I pick it up, and it's my mom yelling at me in Spanish, "You motherless fuck. you're bleeding. I got to get a call from fucking 3 different people. And
You
I
never
go,
told her?
No. She's crazy. She would have had me in the hospital, ripping me up. She goes, you got 10 fucking minutes to get over here. You got a bed at Christ Hospital in Jersey City waiting on you. Let's go. You have some fungus or something. So I went home. She fucking threw a couple smacks at my face for not telling her. They drove me to the hospital, and it was just a horrible experience. I had paraquat.
What is that?
Paraquat is what the government was spraying on weed to kill it. And that's the result you would get from smoking that weed.
So here I'm thinking that you're getting this shit from the mortar and the mason and all, and you're getting it from the fucking weed?
Weed had a thing called paraquat. A bunch of Americans got sick, ended up in hospitals. With me, it affected my lungs really bad. So I ended up in the hospital for 13 days. But let me tell you something. It could have been 30 days. They asked me to leave nicely.
Oh, they did?
Oh, because it was on. Those little boys would come at night and they would bring a case of beer and throw the hospital furniture out the window. It was like a Motley Crue movie. I was watching that Motley Crue movie when they threw the TV out the window. They didn't throw the TV out the window. They were throwing tables out windows. The fucking hospital staff didn't know what to do. They were smoking pot in the thing. I had these
in the room?
In fact, there was a girl who just came to L.A. When the Yankees were in the playoffs. And I told my wife, I have to go. And my wife goes, what, do you like this girl? And I go, no. She was one of the girls that came to the hospital when I was 15 years old.
She visited you, huh?
Yeah. So I went down to Hollywood, met her. And her husband, I know from the Catholic school. He went to Catholic
With the nun?
School. Yeah, with the nun. Jamie Exar.
Oh, that's one of my favorite stories. That's in our highlight episode.
Well, something really happened that I want to make. My house was haunted. I'm a very spiritual person, and when I walk into something, I just feel vibes.
This is the Jersey house?
The Jersey house was always there was just a bad feeling to that fucking house. I liked it, but I didn't.
Did you ever see anything or more feel it?
I felt it. And
I
then
know
something
that.
happened that my mom did something in that house she wasn't supposed to do. She did a Santeria ritual that they told her not to do it, but the person that wanted to do it said if she did it, he would take care of the financial burden. And he was a dear friend of mine. I loved him, but I didn't want him doing that in my house either because I knew where he had come from. He was a real shooter, this guy. He was carrying, 20 dead bodies with him, My mom did that, and that changed the dynamic of the house. Months later, we started to feel it. She started going broke. The house started breaking down. Ceilings were leaking. Hot water things were breaking. We were getting infested with mice. Then I got sick. Then I got out September 28th of 79. And first thing I did was take a hit of acid.
Yeah, the weed's dangerous.
Yeah, they had a party for me that night. Everybody was out and shit. And the next month was weird. Then my mom ended up in the hospital. My mom ended up in the hospital with some kidney stone or something. I had a visitor in the city. But while she was in the hospital, they came to her and they said, the alcohol has to stop.
Okay.
Her alcoholism. When I say alcoholism in her world, it wasn't like what you think. Alcoholism for her was part of her day. She started at 8. She took a nap at 2. And then when she got up at 3 was when she switched to cocktails. So from 8 to 2 was Heineken's or red beer. A Heineken with a tomato juice. That was her breakfast.
No, I never heard that. That's called a red beer?
A Heineken with a tomato juice for breakfast. That's your breakfast.
Yeah.
No eggs, no cereal, no Captain Crunch. Fucking,
Yeah.
So they told her to stop drinking. She came out. She kept drinking. Something happened to her again. They had to rush her to the hospital. And then this time she quit. She came home and she goes, I'm done. And I could see it in her face. And me, on the other hand, I'm having the time of my fucking life. I'm partying and everything. The week before, my mom, early October, before she went to the hospital, my mom had bought property in Miami with my father, and she went down to see if she could sell it. She was that broke. And I had a party, and one of my friends, the big boys, had like I had a party. The boys, the little boys, thought the party was in their honor. I had a party for everybody. I'm trying to get my dick sucked. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
When they showed up and saw girls and other people from other cliques, they were like insulted, and they got up and left. And they threw me out of the fucking boys' crew.
You got thrown out for that?
Yeah, but 3 of the guys remained my friends. And it was funny. We have a Dominican kid in my block at the time. His name was Louis Hernandez. Me and Louis played freshman basketball together. We hung out all the time. And one night he was fucking this chick upstairs, Darcy, that belonged. She dated one of the big boys, one of their girlfriends, this guy Eddie, who thought he was a tough guy. And Eddie walked in my house with 6 other gorillas, and he goes, I want to know where she is. And I had a big St. Lazaro in those times. My mother had this statue, only 6 foot. Think of this statue, 6 feet.
Damn.
In your living room with crutches, with a gold thing on them.
That was in your living room?
Yeah, because so people would
that's
come
a
in.
person.
People would come in and go, what the fuck? Who has a saint in their living room?
A full-size saint.
But my mom loved that guy, San Lazaro. And I'll never forget that they were like, we either find Darcy or we're going to start fucking you motherfuckers up. And I remember there was a kid that his name was the Red Devil. He had just moved from Cliffside Park. He took one of the crutches from the saint. And he goes, Darcy ain't here. Darcy was upstairs fucking Louis the Nigger in my attic. And we're like, Darcy's not here, and I suggest you turn around and leave. And I'm shitting pickles. I'm like, Chris, we're going to have to fight these motherfuckers. And they're seniors. We're fucking sophomores. He goes, fuck these punk-ass bitches. And they were like, you guys are going to pay for this. And we're like, all right. But for right now, get the fuck out of our house. Out of my house. They left. So right away, that put people on high alert. I was still one of Carmine's boys. The Bees knew it. That kid, Eddie Borelli, he fucking knew it, that I was one of Carmine's boys. And this was on and running. So they left. Maybe 10 days later, I go to a Halloween party. Great fucking party. We took fucking acid. It was a big boys Halloween party. So the little boys weren't invited. So it was the big boys, and it was in an attic with a hole in the middle. So you had to go into the kid's garage, and then there was a stair, like a ladder, and you had to climb into the attic, which was huge. It was the size of this. But there was a hole going into the attic. You understand me? So for you to go to the attic, there was a ladder.
Yeah.
And you had to climb up off that ladder, and then you could mingle. And there was a keg up there, and so everybody's drinking.
But that ladder that you're climbing up,
right.
that fold-down ladder that you used to climb up, like that kind of ladder getting you in
no,
not the hole you're talking about.
No. There was a hole.
That's the entrance, and then once you're in the attic, there's a separate hole over there just in the middle of the floor.
No. So you walk into the garage,
okay,
and he would go, you want to come upstairs? His name was Julio Gamio. He would take...
He's goddamn
He would take a ladder, put it there, and you would have to climb up
to that hole.
And then that
Gotcha.
For that night, they got a real ladder, so you could walk all the way up, get out, and there was a Halloween party.
Gotcha.
And people dressed up like Satan and, Abe Lincoln, whatever fucking people dress up as. But me, Lubes, and Avila, who were little boys, and they still took my side, we took acid, unbeknownst to all these 18-year-olds. They're drinking, they're listening to the Stones, and we're fucking howling. But our goal was to push people down that hole. So let's say I would get you.
Wait, hold on. Before you say what you're about to say, how far is the drop from? Is it an 8 foot?
10.
That's breaking necks and arms.
10, 12-foot drop. So do you understand me? So
yeah, I got it.
If I started talking to you over here,
yeah.
My job was to turn you and walk you towards the hole. Yeah, I know, yeah. Fucking Tommy. He flew me back, and then we leave you by the hole, and eventually all you'd hear was, and we were...
Onto a concrete garage floor.
And I mean, like, we saw 2 chicks go down, and one guy... Chicks were great. They went down easy. Guys was... And the funny thing is, you'd see a woman standing there, And all of a sudden you just see it just drop right in front of you. It was class. But there was this one guy, his name was Joe Focaraccio, good dude. He was already in college. He was one of the older boys from the big boys gang. He went dressed as Satan, but in his mind, he was really Satan. So at that time, it was me, this kid Steven, and this kid Lubes. We were all 16. We had all taken the acid, and we weren't hanging out with each other. But the universe connects you when you're on acid. So whenever we were having a good time, we just all look at each other, and we're like, this is great. And then we go back to the conversation. But Satan came, Joe Focaraccio, and he came with the horns, the whole thing. So me and Lou was like, we got to get Satan down the hole.
Yeah, I was hoping you would say that.
We never forget. We got Satan. We walked him all the way over there. He turns around. He goes down the hole head first. I'll never forget. He came back up with an ice pack, but he still had his Satan horns on. Hilarious. And they were all bent.
That's what's making me laugh
and
too.
he loved
Wonder
it.
Woman's going to Abe Lincoln. And they're all dressed up and they're
everything's
dropping. The devil's all busted up. Let's take a quick break and tell you about our first sponsor, Upstart. Between hitting the gym, eating cleaner, or learning a new skill, there's a lot of ways we can better ourselves in the new year. But I can't think of one that's more important than starting the year off tackling high-interest credit card debt. My friends at Upstart.com are here to help. Upstart is the revolutionary lending platform that offers smarter rates to help you pay off high-interest credit card debt. Upstart goes beyond the traditional credit score when assessing your credit worthiness. They actually reward you based on your education and your job history in the form of a smarter rate. Upstart believes you're more than just your credit score. They believe in you. They make it fast, simple, and easy to check your rate. Since it's just a soft pull, it won't affect your credit score. The hard pull happens if you accept your rate. The best part, once the loan is approved and accepted, most people get their funds the very next business day. The next day! Over 400,000 people have used Upstart to pay off credit cards or meet their financial goals. Free yourself from the burden of high-interest credit card debt by consolidating everything into one monthly payment with Upstart. See why Upstart is ranked #1 in their category with over 300 businesses on Trustpilot, and hurry to upstart.com/honeydew to find out how low your Upstart rate is. Checking your rate only takes a few minutes. That's upstart.com/honeydew. Our next sponsor is Away. Away creates thoughtful products built for the way modern travelers see the world. They started with the perfect suitcase, and now they offer a range of essentials, all of which will make your travels more seamless. I use an Away suitcase. I don't just use it to travel. I use it to go away for the weekend. I use it to throw stuff in. What I love about it, it's a very organized bag. You've got the zip part over here where you can store a bunch of shoes or whatever you want. And then over here, your clothes, you can clamp it down, seal it up. It comes with a battery charger in it, rotating wheels, great hand. It's durable. I don't travel easy. I throw my stuff around. So it's a great suitcase. It's thoughtfully designed. Like I said, very durable. The features help me keep everything organized. It's easy to carry up and down stairs because it's so lightweight. It's a really great bag. To get your suitcase and shop other travel essentials, visit awaytravel.com/honeydew. I'm telling you, it's a great suitcase. They're a great company. Again, to get your suitcase and shop other travel essentials, visit awaytravel.com/honeydew. Now let's get back into the do.
Now the whole night I'm waiting for the broad to show up. I'm waiting for a girl to show up to meet her. It had been in the works that me and this girl were going to hook up. Nothing was official. It was like you coming to me going, she wants to hook up with you. She's going to talk to you at Gameo's party Saturday night. So I'm at the party. It's like 2 a.m. And this blonde comes up to me, Robin, and she goes, "Where's Lisa?" And I go, "I don't know. She never showed it." She's like, "She's around the corner. She wants to date you so bad. Let's go." She was dressed in a wedding dress. She was my age, but she dated a man. His name was Glenn Zemenak, and Glenn was a bad motherfucker.
How old? She's what, 16?
She's 16.
How old's he?
20, and he was already had a reputation of fucking smacking people. He slung a little bit. Tough guy. So her and I are walking down Kennedy Boulevard, and all of a sudden we hear a car screech. And it's Glenn Zemenak. And he fucking comes out and he's like, what the fuck? Why are you with my girlfriend? I'm like, whoa, Glenn. Because he's like, I called you tonight. You didn't. And she's like, you didn't want to go to the fucking party. Fuck you. You want to sit around like a fucking old man. I'm going to this thing. So now they're fighting in front of me. And he smacks her. And I jump in between. And this kid could kill me. I go, Glenn, you can't do that. And he looked at me like, okay. And he put her in the car. She was crying. And then he went home. And then about a week later, I saw him, and he pulled me aside, and he goes, hey, man, what you did that night was cool. I'm sorry I did that in front of her. And then she became tighter with me. But that night, I stayed out till 5 in the morning. And I had a rule in my house. I had to call my house every hour on the hour. And after like 2, I called, and my mom was sleeping. My mom had just gotten out of the hospital. You know, her head was sad. She was brokenhearted. She had no money. And I didn't call. And that night, as soon as I got home about 6, and when the key hit the door, she opened it. And she's like, where the fuck have you been? And I hadn't seen her like that since I was a kid. But I knew where she was coming from. She was very hot. Her life had spun around completely. Yeah. This was a woman who had self-made millions and was now living day to day because of a gambling addiction. She was a fucking degenerate fucking gambler. So, you know, we started arguing. She's like, you're supposed to fucking call here. And you broke your rule, so that's it, no more. And I'm like, I'm going to go out. And she fucking held off and smacked me. And she goes, go to fucking bed before I pipe you in the fucking skull. And I went up like I didn't cry. Like I just looked at her like, you got some pair of balls. And the next morning I woke up. And she was sitting on the bed. And she brought me orange juice. And she's like, listen, I'm sorry about last night, but you got to understand what I'm going through. And she goes, my biggest conquest is to raise a man. I'm trying to raise a man here. I don't know if you know what that means to me. She goes, you have to call. Because one day you're going to be married. And you're going to have a family. And you have responsibility. You have to call. You cannot do this to your wife. Don't ever let me find out you do something like this to your wife. You call your wife. And she's like, I'm just prepping you. And we got up. She goes, come on, I made breakfast for you. And she was walking out the door first. I put, like, whatever T-shirt on. I had pajamas on. And she turned around and she goes, you just have to understand one thing. And she had big fucking red tears in her eyes. She goes, I don't care how this ends up. I just want you to be a man.
Wow.
And I went downstairs with her.
I mean, because she's talking to you as a mom and as a wife who was treated a certain way that she don't want you treating your future wife.
Yeah, like
there's a lot going on.
It was a bad morning, and we talked whatever football, and then she went and did her thing, and our relationship was back we were back together. But that whole week, I kept thinking about. She's been telling since I was 3. She's been telling me you gotta eat pussy. You know, you got to be a man. You know what I'm saying? When you get old, you got to suck tits. But you got to be a man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a man. But this time sounded a little different. Didn't sound like the other times. It sounded like she was trying to tell me something. So the first week of November in New Jersey.
I mean, would you say this time was more of a plea than a message? Like your whole life she's telling you to be a man. This time she's trying to tell you, like, this is...
I don't know what it was.
You have to do this.
I don't know what it was, brother. But I do know that 10 days later, the first week of November, even here, it's the state school. You only have school on Monday and Wednesday. The rest of the week you have off because of teachers conference.
Yeah, they do. I never had that before. I know it now because of my daughter. Yeah, you're right.
So that's meant
exactly
Monday night we went out and lost our fucking mind. Tuesday we had school. But Wednesday night we were going to fucking kill somebody. Like we didn't have school till Monday. Somebody was getting sacrificed. So we started talking about Wednesday on like Saturday. Like, we're doing this type of acid. We're doing this type of this. We're going to do this. You know, and I'll never forget, in those days, you met at Nick's Pizza Parlor. There was 100 kids. Cops wouldn't pull over and say, break it up. They knew better. There'd be 100 of us. We'd cross the street to the liquor store, wait for somebody to get us liquor. There was a pinball place next to that, Wizards, and they sold like obscure drugs like heroin and bow and arrows and shit like
What's
that.
a bow and arrow?
I don't know, anything you want to kill yourself, whatever. They sold next level drugs, you know. Creepy people playing pinball. Wizards was a pinball place. I wasn't a pinball guy, so I didn't go in there. I sold my own drugs. And we went to this meeting place, and we got a keg, and we were all outside drinking. It is November, fucking cold out. We're drinking. All of a sudden, we see cops' lights. They got the high school fucking surrounded. They knew about our little party. So I see a hole in the fence, and I grab like 3 of us, and we run out. One of the chicks I run out is this chick named Denise. And we keep running, and we're dodging. And I got acid in my pocket, and I got beers in my pocket, and I got a beer in my hand. I throw it away. We're running. And finally, we end up on like Smith Avenue. And she goes, the cops are on every block with lights. She goes, but if you want, we could hide in my backyard. Now, by the time we're walking up the block, I'm tripping my ass off.
Yeah. You're sweating and running.
Every fucking, that acid was on fire. So we go to our backyard to a little mosquito hut. Like people in the 70s had like little, today they call them gazebos.
Yeah.
But this is like a little smaller where a family of 4 could sit in and eat without mosquitoes
like
bothering you.
Yeah,
netting.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
So we went in there, and I'm tripping on acid. And she was a pretty girl, but her titties were banging. And we start making out, and I take one of the tits out, and she keeps telling me, oh my God, you downtown boys are aggressive. And I'm sucking on her nipples, I'm fingering her, and she's like, no, and all of a sudden the acid's starting to hit me. And I'm like, Jesus fucking Christ, look at her tits, they're getting bigger. You know? They're getting fucking bigger. Like her tits were fucking, and I remember sucking her tits for like another 10 minutes and then having like a panic attack. And just telling her, I gotta go. And she's
just
like,
right off the titty like that?
Yeah, because she wouldn't let me finger her. We're gonna stop at the tit. I got things to do.
I got things.
Yeah, I got. Oh, you have to wait. Are you gonna take me to the prom? Yeah, we'll do it the night of the prom. That's in June. I want my dick sucked tonight. I hadn't had my dick sucked yet, really. You know. So I fucking left. I was like, fuck this, and I start walking side streets so the cops won't see me. But that afternoon, my mother called me before I went out and said she wasn't feeling well, that she was going to come home. So I go, perfect. She's going to go to bed at 10. I could walk in at 12 or 1, and she won't know I'm on the acid. I don't know how long. It took me about 45 minutes to get home. I cut through a cemetery in those days, and I fucking hit my block, and my fucking lights are on the way I left them. I'm like, God damn it. This bitch is still not fucking home. I open the door, she ain't home. I'm like, fuck. Now I gotta hide. Because I'm tripping my balls off. This bitch is gonna come home and want to talk to me about a day, about her horse didn't come in by a cunt hair, and she just knows she's gonna keep the light on. And while she would be telling me this, she would be drinking and she would go in her bra and take an aluminum foil out. And she would do like 2 little bumps of coke and tell me about a day.
Right in front of you. That's
right in front of me. My mother was not like any other mom by this point. So, and she would bring me like Chinese food or a Cuban sandwich, or she would bring me a BLT from the 4-Star Diner. If you're ever in Union City, go to the 4-Star Diner and get a BLT. That nobody makes it like that. Whenever she'd wake me up with a BLT from the 4-Star Diner. So I would eat in my bed while she was telling me about her day, who's a scumbag, who can't be trusted, who's a cocksucker. When you get old, I want you to break his fucking skull and all this shit. And it was like her confession to me about her day. This had been going on since I was 6. She'd always talk to me, so I was like, fuck, she's gonna wake me up with her fucking bullshit about whatever the fuck, her horse didn't come in. And I'm tripping, so I obviously am not hungry. So I went to my bed. I left the hallway light on because I was tripping. And then I actually fell asleep. It was about 12:31. I actually fell asleep. But it was like an acid sleep. Like I was at a party and I was hearing voices. And every time I would get up, I would look and the hallway light would be on. And I would look at my clock, and I'm like, this bitch still not home. And she was feeling sick. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? Like, that was my mother. I'm not feeling well, but I'm going to still go drink 32 cocktails. So I wake up, I hear her downstairs. I hear her in the kitchen, and I'm like, thank God she's home. I look up, and I see the hallway light is turned off. So that means she came up to check on me. She went back downstairs, and I heard her yelling at one point. And I'm like, I'm not going downstairs. I'm still tripping. You know, she probably wants to feed me Chinese food. Let me put the blanket over her head so when she comes up, she won't wake me up. Like, she cannot see my eyes pinned.
Yeah, right.
And then I went into like this other little acid sleep for maybe another 15, 20 minutes. And I kind of heard her yelling for me, but I avoided it. And then I woke up and I'm like, she still didn't come up. So I got up, I went into a bedroom. Her bedroom was empty, but I could hear water running in the kitchen. And I walked down the stairs, I go, Ma. And I go around the kitchen, and there she was on the floor.
She was?
Dead.
Dead.
Arm was purple.
Oh.
Shoulder was purple. Neck was purple. Fucking, the eggs were cooking. They were down to like this little fucking thing. And I just knelt.
And you're how old?
I'm 16. I kneeled down next to her. I check, from watching Emergency and all this shit. You check pulses and you make believe, but
that's how I found my father. All the purple, the blood settles. That's what happened.
I didn't fucking know, and I got up and I dialed 911, and the first thing that came to mind was that she would never find out I got left back. I'm like, thank God. I knew that bitch was never gonna find out. So I called the ambulance. I couldn't sit in the room with her anymore. I went outside and sat on the stairs. The cops came first, and they went in. The ambulance
How
came.
old was she, Joey?
48.
48. God.
And I'm sitting there on the stairs, and the cop comes out, and he goes, "It's Coco, right?" He goes, "Yeah, your mother's time expired, and I'm really sorry. Is there somewhere we could take you?" And I go, "No. I'm just going to wait and make some moves, and I'll wait till the sun comes up." And I still remember them putting her in the ambulance and driving the ambulance down to the corner. But when the truck made the right, I heard, "I just want you to grow up to be a man."
Yeah.
At that moment, I had skipped childhood. Childhood was done.
Bye.
Childhood was out the window.
Yep.
Like, it's so weird how I knew my fate. And I basically sat on those steps. And then maybe 20 minutes later, I didn't cry. I got to be honest with you, I didn't cry. I was in shock. I was more like, I always knew this was going to happen. What am I going to do? And I'm sitting there on the stairs, and all of a sudden I see a car racing up my block. It was Carmine Balzano, because he would sleep with the police scanner on.
He heard it on that.
And he heard it on the scanner. And he came over. And he brought Political Pete with him. And we went to a diner, and we just sat there from like 5 in the morning till like 8, eating, listening to music, laughing. And then he goes, what are we going to do? And I go, I don't know. I got to go home, make calls, and see what the fuck we're going to do. So I went home. I called my mother's best friend, Zoraida, who I did This Is Not Happening about. Mm-hmm. And she said, I'll be there within an hour. She couldn't believe it. I called my mother's brother in California. I called my mother's male best friend, this guy, a married guy that was always at the bar. And I called my aunt in Miami, and Zoraida came. I went out. I didn't say nothing to nobody. I went out to the park like nothing happened. And I'm talking to people, and when I got home, Zoraida was there, so we had to go up to the county coroner's office and identify the body. She was going nuts. She was like my mother's sister from Cuba. They weren't sisters. They were street sisters, like me and you were brothers. She was a mess. I still remember them opening up the curtain, and like she didn't believe it. She had to go back there and look at her and hug her, and I'm just like, I don't need this shit. So my dear friend is a funeral director, so I called him from the county coroner's office.
Did they tell you the cause of death? Do you know?
At that time,
heart attack?
No, it was a heart attack.
Stroke?
You could tell. It was a heart attack, as Americans call it. The Chinese call it dying of a broken heart. That's what Ralphie made. I don't know. You give up your will. You give up your will so much you just don't want to live anymore. You've had it. Like you just had it. And your body wins, you know. So this is the fucking funniest thing in the world. We go to the county coroner, you know, she's going off. Zoraida smacks the guy because my mother's earrings are missing. Where's the earrings? And my mother's like, she's had those earrings. She wouldn't get rid of them. The guys in the ambulance like, we don't know what happened to him. She fucking punched one of them. They threatened to call the cops. Fucking, she had to bribe him with $200.
Now she's losing money.
This is my mother's wake, dog. And we get back to the house, and the house is filled with people. You know, and I had just called Veneri, and I told Veneri, yeah, I want my mother to be up there. But Veneri was a white dude. Veneri was a white dude that was a dear friend of mine. I still talk to Veneri. He's an assemblyman in New Jersey. I didn't want these fucking crazy Cuban people embarrassing me at Veneri's funeral parlor. And there was a knock on the door. And Nardo, my mom's friend, came upstairs. I was in my bedroom. And he goes, there's a man here to see you. I go, you know what the fuck it is? He goes, no, it's a Cuban dude. He says his name is Rivero, and you're going to know who he is. I go, I have no idea. Guy comes up to my room. He goes, I don't know if you remember me. He goes, you probably don't. He goes, I'm going to cut through the chase. I own a funeral parlor. And when I came from Cuba, I was dear friends with your father. He goes, I grew up with your father. I played baseball with your father. He goes, after something in Cuba, we lost contact. And one day I was in New York City pushing a cart. And I saw your father. And he got out of his fucking Cadillac and raced over to me. And he's like, hey, what the fuck are you doing pushing a cart? You're, you know, Ryan Sickler. And he's like, I got to feed my family. And he goes, quit this fucking job. And he just gave him like $3,000. And because it was Christmas time. And he goes, I got to do this. I got no gifts for my kids. And my father gave the money for the gifts and stuff, you know. And he goes, go to your house, give me the address, and I'll bring more gifts over. And my father went over and brought more gifts. And this guy told me, he goes, your father saved my first Christmas in Cuba. He saved face for my family. He brought food. He gave me cash. He goes, I told your father I was going to pay him back. And he told me to go fuck myself. He wouldn't take my money. He goes, after about a year, I got a job at a mortician's, and I started making money. Every time I'd see him, I'd try to give him $100 back. And he said, when my son gets old, give it back to him. So he goes, one day I found out your dad died, and fucking, I didn't go to the funeral. I didn't know what he goes, I found out and I was too busy working. He goes, so I got a proposition for you. To pay back your father, I want you to do the wake at my funeral parlor free of charge. I'm taking care of everything. The casket.
Wow.
This was my payback to you. You know, it was just beautiful things happening, you know. We did the wake 5 days. The wake was tremendous. Cuban wake.
Yeah, what's
makes
that
an
like?
Irish wake look like a fucking daycare center.
A daycare.
Yeah, because they're 24 hours.
They are.
Yeah.
Now, with the is the body present? Is your
Body's
mom there
in the room.
in the casket?
In a
You're
casket.
just around and
In a casket. First fucking night, first viewing. I'm not in there. 5 minutes, and I'm hearing Zoraida yelling and screaming. And I look around, and she's got Rivero by the throat. By the throat, like against the wall with like a fucking bottle. And she's like, you motherfucker, you put the wrong dress on her. She's like, you get in there and you fucking put the right dress on her. I told you it was the fucking blue dress. And I'm like, this is gotta be.
gotta take her out of there and change her.
They fucking took her out. Put
Your
her
mom had an outfit change.
An outfit change.
When she was dead.
They put her back in the living room. Now these Cubans are walking in like there's another funeral. You know, when you have a funeral parlor, you have 3 rooms.
Yep.
You have 3 bodies at once. My mother's friends didn't give a fuck about the other families. They started coming in with coolers and like little portable bars and tables to play dominoes because they're like, this is what your mother wanted. Your mother didn't want nothing. Your mother wanted heavy duty people snorting coke. So we had to work the funeral in shifts. 8 to 4 was Zoraida, 4 to 12 was me, and 12
Most
to 8.
viewings are like 7
Yeah.
to 9
No.
tonight and tomorrow.
No, this started.
it.
My mother died on a Wednesday night. My mother died on a Wednesday night. The viewing was 3 days, 24 hours. And I mean, fucking craziness. People snorting coke, people fucking drinking. Zoraida snorted coke anywhere. Like Zoraida's claim to fame was that she could be right here watching you, and all of a sudden she'd just go in her bra and put it back, you know. And she wouldn't say a word. Since I was 5, I knew Zoraida, and she was always snorting coke. And she would do it no matter where. She did it at my first communion.
Your first communion.
No matter where we were, we could be at Barnum and Bailey Circus in New York City, and you'd see Zoraida doing little bumps. I watched her the whole weekend, just sitting there observing people. And she would go up to people and go, excuse me, didn't you have an argument with her in 1958? Get the fuck out of here.
She's bouncing people
She was throwing people out. She never liked you and I never liked you.
Did you have an argument in 1958?
Oh my God. It was something, and then her ex-husband came, and that's when Zoraida's fucking porcupines. She put him in check, and he was a killer.
Let me tell you why I love this. If you remember John McCain, when he died, he said, "Don't let Trump come to my funeral." Do you understand the hatred you have to have for a living human being while you're alive to say, listen, and the trust you got to have in somebody to be like, don't you let that motherfucker in here. I'm trusting you in the afterlife. You got to have some hate. I love it. That's cold-blooded shit right there.
Bro, Zoraida was checking everybody. And Zoraida was a big-time drug dealer on 113th Street. She had 8 or 9 goons. They were there with her. And she's like, I'm running this thing. You out. You go home and change that shirt. You know, I mean,
That's its clothing.
Oh my God, she had people
dress
fucking.
Code and
you
shit.
show up like that, get the fuck out of here. Oh my God. Everybody who went to this wake would put a bottle of Pinch in my mother's casket.
What's that? What's a
Pinch, alcohol.
Is it type?
It's a whiskey, like a
it's a type of
brandy.
whiskey,
Pinch,
okay.
P-I-N-C. They kept putting Pinch, and I would see them like put fucking cocaine in the fucking thing, and here I am going, Jesus Christ, I could steal that coke and sell it. At that time, I wasn't a cokehead, nothing at all. There was
You weren't doing it.
I had
then?
done coke once at that time, like the week before she died, but it was just she fucking hated my stepdad. So she declared war on him right at the funeral. Every time he would come in, she would make comments. There was fucking comments. And then they were going to bury her on a Monday morning, and Sunday it was slow. And they told me to go home. And I go, I don't feel like going home. I'm going to go outside. And when I came back, and it was just her and Zoraida. And that's when I saw one of the most beautiful things in my life. I saw a thing that's called friendship, that is a thing that's been lost in this time we live in, you know. Zoraida and Denora were such tight friends. I never understood it when I was a kid. If my mother went to Hollywood and you lived in Hollywood, like she went to your house every day, like in her, and they would talk for 10 minutes, do a blast, have a drink, and my mom would leave. But that night, I saw Zoraida kneeling down. Like I went out and I came back and it was just her and my mother. I'm like, wow. And Zoraida was telling her, I'm going to take care of your son.
You're hearing all this and she doesn't know you're there.
She doesn't know I'm in the room. She goes, I'm going to make sure he grows up to be a man. And I'll never forget, she's saying all this stuff. And I'm watching in the middle of all this. She goes,
yes.
She goes, she goes in the bra, and she's doing like a bump. And she's like, I would give you one, but, you know. And she's like fucking, I mean, it was just classic. It really stuck with me. And then the next day we buried her, and she stayed with me for 2 weeks until my life got together, until we decided what I was going to do. I was either going to come to California, go to fucking Miami, or I could stay with my godmother in New York. But I was just getting it started in North Bergen. For the first time in my life, I was a somebody. I could have been, you know, when you watch Marlon Brando and On the Waterfront, you know, I was a somebody. People were starting to like me. I had clout, I had Carmine, I sold drugs. You know, I had a couple friends. I can't just leave. So I decided on, the clear choice was for me to live with the Balzanos. But I loved him too much, number one. Number two, I knew it was going to end up bad because he was too strict. So I knew this was not going to end up bueno. So before we even do this, let's agree to disagree. I loved him like a father, and I loved Marianne like a mother, but I could not be in your house at 11 o'clock at night. I was already raised a certain way.
Yeah.
So I was like the draft choice in the living room. I was like the draft choice in my neighborhood. I was just waiting for the perfect deal. Like the Garcias reached out.
The free agent.
But I had to share a room with the younger brother. Okay, I'll get back to you on that. They had a good day. They had a nice house. They had HBO. And they put the air on in the winter. They got to put the air on in the winter. A couple people offered me asylum. They weren't much into air conditioning. I can't live with you. All right. Balzanos.
Air conditioning. Yeah. You want motel requirements.
Yeah, because look, I was a single child. I had a cable in my room.
Yeah, you're alone at what, 16 now?
Growing up, I always had I had central air and I had an air conditioner. I like my room cold. My fan broke last week, so my wife had to buy me a new one. This is like the fan they used in Spider-Man 2 when Tobey Maguire was against the train.
Yeah.
You put this on high, like sheets are blowing. I put it on high, and I tie everything, because I have sleep apnea, you know, like, so whatever. So I wanted, the Benders had everything. They had air conditioning, central air. Their parents owned a deli, so there was always cold cuts. They cooked Italian, so the food was great. And there was no curfew. So I moved in with the Benders.
Staying at the same school and everything?
Yeah, stayed at the same school and everything. Now, it was weird. Whenever I lived in that neighborhood, remember, my mom is buried a block and a half from where I grew up. That cemetery had always been there, and I hated it. I never walked on the same side as that cemetery. I couldn't because of my Santeria stuff. I couldn't walk on the same side of that cemetery. I had to walk across the street. So when I moved in with the Benders, I stayed with Zoraida for 2 weeks, got my life together, you know, packed up I had a dog. I had to give him away. That was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I couldn't bring him with the Benders.
Kind of dog?
Just a mutt. I called it Crystal THC. Because she was white with little spots. And, you know, you wanted to really know about 17. I don't know how much time we got left.
I want to ask you this question before you say anything else. You heard your mom calling for you. I've had it happen both ways. Didn't hear my dad call, and we found him dead in his bed. And my grandmother did come out of her room and say, "Someone help me." And I watched her drop dead in front of me, and I gave her mouth to mouth. Do you ever regret not going down to your mom that night? Do you ever think about that? Or do you think that, because I can tell you from both ways, I'd much rather find somebody than go down while they're calling me and then watch them fucking die. Okay. And there's nothing you can do, because that sounded like whatever it was a massive heart attack or whatever, and there's nothing you could have done to help.
Honest engine. About a month after her death, you know, you can't accept it. When a parent goes, Or anybody
that
goes.
young,
When
especially.
anybody goes, you can't accept it. I don't give a fuck what anybody tells you. It got to the point where if I got really drunk, I would still go by my house. Even though I saw her buried, my eyes saw her laid into the ground. I was one of the first people that threw dirt on her. My soul, something deep down inside of me didn't believe she was dead. So there were nights I would go on the block and look just to see if it was a mistake. Maybe she went to the wrong house that night. Maybe,
I had that dream that night.
Maybe
Somebody literally said it, this was a mistake.
This is a
word mistake.
This is just a dream
Yes.
I'm going to wake up from. She's going to wake me. I'm going to smell bacon. And she's going to wake me up and say, breakfast is ready. Fuck, you slept a lot last night. I had a horrible dream. You died. You know, like it was just. And then I think it was about a couple nights before New Year's, Pink Floyd came out with The Wall. And they had a song on there called Mother, Do You Think They'll Drop the Bomb?
That's a great one.
Well, whenever that song came on at a party, I was taken aback. And my friends would know it. And I would try to speak over it to make it seem like. After that night that I went to a party and I freaked out. And I actually had the keys to the house, but I didn't want to know the truth. I banged on the door. It was 3 a.m, and I banged on my mother's door, just praying to God she would open it. And I fell down in the front, and I just stayed there till 6. And that was when a caterpillar becomes a butterfly becomes a caterpillar. What's that thing that they go through?
Cocoon?
Yeah, but they go through a period.
You mean what's it called when they go? Oh,
not
fuck.
an incubation.
But what the fuck's that called? It's not. It's like tadpole becomes a salamander. What is it called? Not morphing. Is it morphing?
Morphing.
Is that for lack of a better term? What is it?
Metamorphosis. I metamorphosized from a young man that had goals, had a couple problems, a couple emotional issues. I'm right there at that point. I turned into a person that thought the world owed me something because it took my mother from me. I thought that if I saw a bug, I would step on it now. I hated life. I hated myself. I couldn't believe God had done this to me. God did not exist in my life anymore. Fuck God. Fuck Jesus. Fuck the Virgin Mary. Santeria I was kind of done with. But I could feel it. That night when I was feeling on those steps, I could feel the toxic that was in that house. And for a couple month run there, I went on the I could have saved her if I went downstairs thing. It turned from a couple months to maybe a year. And then when I was around my friends and we would get coked up, that was the topic of the night. I could have saved her, man. I could have done something, but I didn't. And my friends would come over, and it was just bullshit. I thought it was bullshit. I heard her yelling, and yes, I did not come down. But we're all born with an expiration date. All born with an expiration date. And you could sit there and say shoulda, coulda, woulda. If I would have kept riding that victim thing out, I wouldn't have been here no more. That would have been Michael. You ever meet those people that you meet them and they're like, this is what's his name's son. He's been dead for 12 years, but they're still in mourning, and you still got to feel bad for them. It's like, get it together.
Yeah, get your shit
together.
Yeah.
I was becoming one of those people. And I had seen it. I didn't like it. Hey, this is Tom Segura's boy, and I got to make believe like Tom was a great man. He
died 30 years ago.
Died 30 years ago, and the kid's still coming up with puppy dog eyes. Go get a fucking job, will you? Look at her life, all right? I gave you an envelope at the funeral.
I gave you an envelope
at the funeral. Now you're coming over here with puppy dog eyes, looking at me like I owe you something. Get the fuck out of here. It was like I knew if I would have rode that, I would have became a victim. So thank God I let that go.
Yes,
I did hear her yell. She was crazy. She yelled every fucking night. Her breakfast was, come on down. She loved The Price is Right.
Yeah.
So that's what she would say. Jose Antonio, come on down. You have won an oven. And I would go, you know, so you never knew what the fuck she was coming from. So yes, deep down in my heart, I could tell, I'll tell you the truth, she yelled for me that night. Did I go down there? No. Did she die because I go down there?
No.
We all have an expiration date. I never want to put nobody through that.
I wish I didn't see what I wish I had discovered my grandmother dead and not. I never in my wildest dreams would I think I'd have to give my grandmother mouth to mouth.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And I had just been through lifeguard training, so I knew it. I knew everything, and I mean it made sense that I was the one that had to do that. But man, I wish.
But there was something else I have to add to this. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
No, please.
When I was in the 8th grade, I met a girl that I fell in love with. And we even talked about having sex. She was a cheerleader. She was a Catholic girl. Really pretty. And we spoke about having sex. This is why you got to respect life. And I think I had sucked her tits outside in the freezing weather. And then I was so much into basketball, I didn't give her attention like that. Because she really wasn't my girlfriend. I looked at her as we were dating. In those days, you saw somebody, then you dated somebody. Seeing meant you could see other people. I considered her, I was seeing her. I liked her. She was beautiful, redhead. She looked like that girl from American Hustle. Katie, she was also in a movie with Marky Wahlberg, the fighter. That was her.
Yeah,
and I'm a sucker for those Irish girls. And we were ready to fuck. We had made a decision to fuck on my maybe 15th birthday on a Monday. You know how it's always my birthday's on the 19th, so that Monday would be President's Day. Mm-hmm. And I went down to her house ready to fuck her. I'm in the 8th grade. Yes, I'm in the 8th grade. I was ready to fuck her. I get down there, and she had a sister named Peg. And the hot song at that time was Peg by Steely Dan. Peg, we could come back to you. Peg. So I loved Peg. I loved her. I had been swapping spit with her and holding hands with her for a few months. So I never really asked about a family. And I'll never forget this. And I'm ready to, we're about to sit down. Because in those days you sat down first, you held hands. But I'll never forget saying to her, what time does your dad come home? It was 11 in the morning. I go, what time does your dad come home? And she goes, 5:30, you have plenty of time. I go, what about your mom? And she goes, my mom died at childbirth.
Giving birth to her?
I think it was childbirth.
Yeah.
When she was 2. I don't want to really. And I looked at her, and all the blood drained from my body. Heart on died. Feet went numb. Heart skipped a beat. Because I had never met anybody who didn't have a mother. The first time I met somebody without a mother was in the 8th grade. That was something I loved my mother so much that was something I could never even think about. When she told me her mother had died, the first thing that came to mind was, what could you have done in this life or in the previous life to lose a mother? And also I'm like, you know what, I don't feel good. And I got up, I kissed her. I said, she's like, what, we're not going to? I go, we'll do it next week. I knew next week was never going to happen. I went home. It took me 3 days to call her. Then 3 days later, like a man, I broke up with her. I could not date a woman that didn't have a mother. I could not.
Why?
What kind of person are you? What did you do that you don't have a fucking mother? Oh, if my father died, anybody can be a father. But a fucking mother. When I found my mother, I felt so guilty about me breaking up with her.
I bet.
When I sat on those steps that night, it was like fucking, I cannot believe that I did this to this poor girl because she didn't have a mother. Now, what does that make me?
Right.
So that night that I went to the balcony and knocked on the door, that was the last time I was a decent kid. Like, my plan after that was to seek, destroy, And if it meant me dying, it meant me dying. Like it took, like when I think about that point in my life, there's no sunshine. It's like a fucking Batman movie. It's black and white. So no, I felt really, really guilty about that. So the guilt, the thing about my mother, you know, your dead mother. Now I'm living with the Benders. I moved in with them.
But are you thinking, let me ask you this, are you remorseful that you did that to that girl because she didn't have a mom, but are you now thinking differently of her, or are you thinking the same thing of yourself? What the fuck must I have done?
I'm thinking about the same thing about myself. I took it
so
the
it
other
didn't
direction.
change your mind. It just made you feel the same way you did about her.
What the fuck did I do?
Okay.
I took my father, and now my mother died. What the fuck am I? I'm a piece of shit. So it just went into, it was all beautiful on the outside. I was playing the character on the outside, but in the inside, I was just hating it, and it was pure hatred, and it was hatred towards myself.
Mm-hmm.
Moved in with the Benders, and that was great. They were, till this day, I can't thank them enough for what I did, and it's a shame we don't see eye to eye on certain levels because they were very good to me. I learned something from moving in there. I moved in to be good friends with John. Me and John had always been friends, but when I moved in with him, I realized that we weren't good friends. I didn't like hanging out with John. John was a bore. And John is a great heart, and he had a great family. His father was the strength of the family, and him and he kept me together. I was just a tenant in that house.
How long were you there? How long did you live with them?
I was there for 18 months, and
Okay.
it was a disrespect to them. Till this day, I live with a heavy guilt because of the in and out, the way I lived. I was in and out there. I came and went, and I didn't pay rent. They never asked me for a dime.
So they got you through 18, and then
They got me through 17 and a half.
and then you're on your own.
And then April, right after Reagan got they tried to shoot Reagan.
Yeah.
They asked me to leave. They said, you have to leave. At the time, I'm selling coke. Acid and all that shit was gone. We were on to coke.
Just coke now.
Coke, Quaaludes,
Okay. Pills.
Tumanols.
What's a Tumanol? Is that a
It's
pill?
like what, like Oxycodone is today, F66 Express. There was a family in my town that their mother was dying of cancer, and they would send her an amount of pain medication every month. And she's like, I'm dying anyway, sell it.
Sell it.
So we would take the F66, you would get fucked up. So I went dark. I went into a dark place, no girlfriend. I would date little girls from time to time, but my main influence at that time was how to eliminate this pain. This pain. The pain of losing my mother was so overwhelming. It wasn't just my mother, it was that world.
Mm-hmm.
That Spanish, Latin world was gone. It taught me, the wake taught me a lot about people. It taught me that people are bullshit. 1,000 people came up to me at that wake and gave me their phone numbers and said, call me if you need something. Within a week, the phone number was changed. But Zoraida stayed true to form. She made a promise to my mother, and every Sunday, she would come over from 113th Street in a cab. I'd meet her at a bar, we'd have a drink, and then we'd go down to my mother's plot, and we'd put flowers. And
Every Sunday.
Every Sunday.
That's nice.
And she'd give me $200 cash.
Damn.
So I could lie to people and tell people that I struggle. That's not the truth. And I'm a hustler. I'll never struggle like I was a hustler. Then the fun part started in my house, and we have to talk about this. I used to get all these jobs. People would always give me jobs. You ever see Sleepers?
Yeah, yeah.
When he goes, go see, what's his name? He's a man. And then he goes, and the kid goes, I'm here to see you about a job. He goes, what the fuck do I know about jobs? He goes, everybody in the neighborhood knows that if you need a job to come see you. And he goes, why the fuck should I give you a job? He goes, because I need the job. He goes, all right, come by tomorrow at 3:30. We'll find something for you. That was the 70s. Mm-hmm. We'll find something for you, And I was at J. Har and Son, And one day I get a call from Carmine, and he goes, come on over, I got to talk to you. So I go up to his house, and him and Political Pete are sitting at the table. And I go, what's up? And he goes, Pete's quitting Rendell Lumber. I got a job. I got a job. I got Pete a job over somewhere else, but I need you in Rendell Lumber. We're going to give you the job. I need you in there watching. I want you to let me know what goes on in there. Let me know what people from North Bergen go in there. You know, let me know who's buying shit from there. Blah, blah, blah. He goes, I'll talk to the owner tomorrow. I'll never forget, I had to go to the owner's office. His name was Richie Waterman. I went up. I filled out like a half-ass application. He asked me if I was experienced in lumber, if I knew anything. I go, I know how to measure. He goes, that's fine. That's all you need. He goes, I only got one test for you. He goes, get a broom and sweep this office. I want to see how you sweep it. You know, so I did everything. I moved everything. I moved the chairs. I swept it. My mother taught me how to be a man, how to clean. I didn't just sweep around things. I swept it. But he also left a little thing on the table, a bag with cash in it. So I opened it up. I took a $100 bill off the fucking top. I put it in my pocket. He comes up a half hour later. He goes, you did a great job. As he walks out, he goes, hold on one second. I got to see something. He opens it up, and he goes, he counts. He goes, it's $100 light. Did you take it? And I go, no, I didn't even touch the bag. And he goes, well, listen, I counted this money 3 times before I came up here. It's $100 light. If you didn't take it, who could have taken it? The fucking broom? He goes, I'm going to do this. I'm going to fucking leave for 5 minutes. And when I come back, that 100's going to be back in there. And I'm not going to ask no questions. And I go, how's it going to be back there if I didn't fucking take it? And all of a sudden, you're not going to believe this. There was a knock on the door. There was an old man. He goes, hey, Richie, what envelope do you have in there? And he goes, I got this one here. He goes, that's the wrong one. This one had the right amount of money. When he counted, it had 2,000.
Come on.
Dog, it was like a dream come true. I had robbed the guy. So now I go home and I see Pete, and I go, Pete. He goes, how'd your first day go? I go, went great. I stocked paneling. I did this. And he goes, oh, we forgot to tell you the most important thing. You got to steal. I go, what? He goes, if you don't steal, they're going to know I was stealing. Because I was taking them for like $4,000 a week. I go, what were you doing? So he told me all the names of the contractors that you cut deals with. They come in, they get 10 sheets of plywood. It's $80 a piece for a 3/4-inch marine plywood for your boat.
Yeah.
You charge them $40. You get them for $400. I was picking up $400 a day in there.
Damn.
Selling coke, stealing.
Skimming off the wood.
Skimming off the type. And then they had the old type registers. So if you came in and you spent $699, okay, $699, I would ask you, how are we paying for this today? Cash or check? If they say cash, I'd ring $99 in. I'd take the $699, put it in the register, give them change, and I knew I had $600 coming. So when everybody went to lunch, I'd just go and take. So at lunchtime, I'd have 6 in that register, 4 in that register, and 8 in that. It was just insane.
Damn.
It was fucking insane. And I wasn't the only guy robbing.
Right, everybody's
me. There was a guy, Jack Finn. That was the first guy I ever saw coked up. He would do all this shit. I mean, you had to see him. He would show up on Saturdays, like, and they would say, Jack, you got to go home. You know what I'm saying?
You got to go.
And he goes, what? What's the matter with me? Bro, this guy was a mess. When he would do coke, he'd do all. He was the first person ever. I had seen my mother had a thing she did with her hand. Mm-hmm. Like when she did coke, it was like she was playing a ukulele or something. But I had never, ever, ever in my life see something that this guy was doing. It was embarrassing. He gave me the coke to go see AC/DC though.
Did you get to see AC/DC with Bon Scott?
Yes.
I know. I got Brian Johnson.
August 4th, 79. And then he came back the following year, August 1st, 1980. And it was at the Palladium. I think July 29th, July 31st, they started in Philly. Then they came to us. That's where I got the coke from.
Okay.
So I worked at this place, and it was just like, fuck it. I worked in there from 2 to 5, and then all day Saturday. So it was like 25 hours a week. I'm pulling down $4,000 a week. I'm stealing.
$4,000
Right, you know,
a week in this.
I had no idea what I was robbing.
That's a
from
lot
this
of
guy.
fucking money.
I mean, I'm robbing this guy, and I'm not the
That's
only.
$250,000.
And I'm not. And I'm not the only guy robbing. I'm not the only guy robbing. I mean, everybody's robbing this guy.
Holy
There's
shit.
a guy in the back. I always tell people I got 1,000 stories I could tell you, and 2,000 I can't. This is one of the ones that I can't. But I can't drop a name. He was a little guy that had a counter in the back that bought and sold coins, memorabilia, stamps, whatever. He had a book, and if he had a problem, he would call the guy. But I could tell he wasn't no stamp and nickeled guy,
He ain't
I
selling
became,
buffalo
I
nickels
became
and shit.
friends with him. I would talk to him. And then it just so happened that I was friends with his sons. Not real good friends. His sons were scholars and like football players that were going to go to like Rutgers and Penn. They were 2 years older than me. But this guy was the real deal. He was like Joe Pesci in The Irishman. All right, he would talk to me every day, little things. And then he would ask me, if you ever interested, come see me. The guy owned like 15 construction companies, and he was mobbed up to the max. He was the real deal. I can't mention his name. I got to meet him at the age of 17. He was out on parole, so he couldn't associate with other known criminals, so that's why he took this
So you
little...
got the new crop coming in?
Yes,
Okay.
that's why he took the little hut. He must have been around 50. He took a liking for me. He started out with like little jobs, like take this envelope, go down to Little Italy, drop it off at this dry cleaner. Don't look at it. Okay, and I never...
And those you don't fucking touch.
No.
You didn't skim off those.
Nothing.
Yeah, right.
I liked him. I really, really liked him. He was a neat old man. He always bought me a ham and Taylor ham and egg cheese. He'd always have it for me. But then the job started getting a little bit more, you know what I'm saying? Like, he introduced me to one of his buddies, Bruno, and like me and Bruno at night would go, like, he had a construction company. So if somebody built a wall, like they won the bid, me and Bruno and a couple other guys would go fuck up the job. You know what I'm saying?
You had that sledgehammer experience.
Light it on fire, break down the wall. Oh, we used to do all that shit. So here I'm hanging out with let's just call him Boj for this. I'm doing little jobs for Boj. Nobody knows. I wouldn't tell anybody because I didn't want to ruin my relationship with Boj. I was doing little jobs for Boj. I was doing the lumberyard, and I was doing robberies with Denny. Right, so now Mr. Denny comes to me one day and he goes, "The devil's father," because I was allowed in their house. They had a hot sister, and then they had a brother. The Denny's house was a very complex house. You had Mike Denny and a sister who was beautiful, and they were twins. Then you had the older Denny, and then you had a medium Denny who thought he was Jimmy Page. He quit high school when he was like 9. And
9.
And he just played the guitar by the park. And he would try to be like that dude that was like very coolish. Mm-hmm. But the claim to fame of Denny is he had a chick that would suck your dick on demand. So if you'd see Denny, he'd go, "What are you doing right now?" "Nothing. Suck his dick." So she never sucked my dick. I could be strictly, and I'll tell you the truth.
I know you would.
I saw him a couple times, and he was such a creepy dude, and she was good looking. But then one night he took her to a party, and she sucked 22 dicks.
Come on.
I heard she burped and came out at the end and said, "Who's next?" So then I heard like a month later she blew 18 more guys.
Come on.
So they started calling her Marathon Woman. And she would sit in class and people would go, "Marathon, Marathon." I'll never forget her taking a picture. She was a year older than me and looking at the yearbook and seeing her like Marathon, and then like seeing like her name, like Mary, whatever her name was, and most likely to succeed. And I'm like, she sucked 40 dicks in 2 nights without even burping. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that was the claim to fame to Jimmy Denny.
That is a lot of dicks.
Bro, this chick sucked 20. She broke the record. She broke the record.
She's a record breaker.
I don't even know what the record was. I think Houston 500 broke her record when she fucked the 500 people. But The Denny's were weird, but let me tell you how I had it. I was 16 and a half, and I was hanging out with Denny, and he goes, bro, we got to figure out a way for you to be able to drive. I go, Den, I got my learning permit, but I can't. He goes, fuck that shit. About a week later, his father called Mr. Denny, called me at the bend. He's like, you got a minute? Come over. I went over there. Mr. Denny's outside. There's a driving school guy with a little hat car with like driving school.
Yeah.
It's like Denny's driving school. It's like his cousin.
Instructor.
I walked up. He's like, give him a license.
Give him a license.
Just give him a license. Write your name down, kid. I wrote Jose Diaz. I lied on my date of birth. I wrote it for it to be 1962 instead of 63. The guy gave me a receipt, and I had a license.
At how old were you actually?
16 and a half.
So you got the license that way.
Got the New Jersey State
But did you know how to drive at all?
I knew how to drive.
Okay,
I had been driving for
Just
years.
from stealing cars and
No,
shit?
I never stole a car. I never stole a car.
You never did?
No, don't like it. That's the dumbest crime in the world. When you catch me, I'm in it.
You're in it.
I can't get out of it.
Yeah.
At least I could throw coke in the weeds, and you have to prove that I threw it in the weeds. If you catch me in the fucking car, your possession, you're in. So I never was a big dad.
Then they pin you with everything you got on you.
I was never into stereos. People robbing.
Yeah,
people's
I never. I mean,
stereos.
remember that when people used to steal radios? We just talked about this the other day. People
I used to rob them
steal
from Sears and sell them to you.
Yeah, new ones.
So I would go to, if you told me you had a stereo in your car, I would call Mike Walters, have him rob it, and then I would sell you a Blaupunk or one of those things, whatever was popular in those days. You know, like that type of shit. But
I learned my lesson. I had a stereo system in the back of my Civic, and I played it a little too loud coming home one night. And in the morning, I woke up, and that shit was gone, and I never did it again. I was like, well, fuck that. I know exactly what's going on around here. They busted in. My wallet was in the glove compartment. I'm sure it was someone I knew. Like, leave his fucking wallet, but bust the window, take the speakers, and take the amps, and take the fucking radio, and that's what they did.
Yeah, but it was really weird what world. At 17, I was still going to school like a normal kid.
God, we are only at 17.
I was still going to school as a normal kid. I was working for Boge.
You can't even vote yet. We've done all this. You ain't even allowed to vote.
I was doing crimes with Denny at night, and I was hanging out with you, Segura, and Bert like nothing happened. You, Bert, and Tom did not know about my relationship with Boge.
Right.
And you didn't know about my relationship with...
You don't mix the work and the friends.
No.
Yeah.
I got thrown out of the Benders. I got fired from that job. Boge stopped using me. He kept telling me, the babanya got to your mind. Stop doing that babanya and call me when you get older, you know. And I moved uptown with a family called the Runnies, who I'm still very tight with. They're my niece. In fact, she was in town Tuesday night.
Oh, yeah?
I saw her when she was 2. And when she was a baby, we used to hide the coke under her crib. Okay? Because who would think of hiding the coke under the crib? So you had to actually pick her up to fucking get her coke under the crib. We built like a fake inch with a thing, and we put coke and flatten it in the packages. So Kelly knows this today. She's like, I can't believe you and my uncles, my real uncles. She calls me her uncle because I grew up with her real uncles. I stayed there from April of 81 to September of 82, and that was some of the best times of my life, because Mike, the guy who took me in, out of the 5 brothers, he weighed 160, and I'll put him up against anybody. I'll put Mike up against anybody. He has this weird attitude that he'll fuck you up. And if you fight Mike, you're going to knock him out. You might break his neck, but I'll tell you, you're going to go home with a missing ear.
Yeah, you're going to be a
because his
man.
motto was, I'm taking something with me. He was taking an eye.
I'm the same way. You're not going to be the same person.
When he was in high school, I seen him spit at the umpire's face. He called him to the fence. He goes, come here, can I talk to you?
Over. Can I talk to you?
And the ump's like, how can I? You motherfucker. And he spit right through him at the fence. The Boston Red Sox were looking at him. They stopped because of his attitude. But I think I went full. I was okay till once here's real funny. So I moved in with the Benders my junior year. I finished out my junior year. That summer, I kind of bumped around a little bit. I did a couple burglaries. I was that kid in the neighborhood that already was marked as he used to be a good kid, but
yeah,
this situation is going to put him over the top. We know this is not going to end pretty, And January of 81, I quit. I got a job that August at Masback Century Hardware. I finally came to terms that high school wasn't going to do anything for me. I had to start being a man. And I got a job there as a warehouseman. And I got maybe I worked a month, and then they put a list up to be a night loader. And a night loader paid like $18 an hour. You worked 5 nights a week, but you really worked 4, and you got paid for Fridays. Basically, Friday you went in at 7 and you left at 7:45.
Okay.
So I took the job, and I was loading trucks, and everything was going great. My life was going great. I was paying rent. Me and Ronnie had the downstairs apartment in his mother's house, and I cut myself. No. I puked. I must have eaten something. I was loading the truck, and I puked. And I puked on my shirt. Like I puked on my clothing, and I walked off. I lived up the corner, so I walked off the lot. Nobody would see me. I go, let me go home and change my shirt and get some water and brush my teeth. And when I tried to get back in, they wouldn't let me in. The fence was closed, and I would call the warehouse, but it wouldn't ring in that manager's office. So the next day they fired me. And it was November of 82, so I figured let me go back to high school. And then one day I went to pick up my last check, and who do I see at the fucking Masback Century Hardware? Boj, the gangster from the thing. And he goes, what are you doing here? And I go, I'm coming to get my last check. I go, what are you doing here? He goes, this is one of my stops. And I saw the shop steward come out and shake his hand and give him like an envelope. And then the shop steward looks at me and he goes, where the fuck you been? I go, I got fired. He goes, why'd you get fired? I go, because I got sick and I couldn't get back in through the fence. I had been fired about a month already. And he goes, fuck that. And Boji goes, get him his fucking job back. Just like that. And he goes, the guy you got to deal with is a fucking scumbag. Worst case scenario, we'll break his fucking legs. We'll get your job back. Like 2 weeks later, I swear to God, like 2 weeks later, I get a call, man. And it's the union leader. And they're like, you got to go down to a meeting in West New York with him, your shop steward, and it was an Indian guy, a Hindu, that didn't like white people, that was in charge of the Night Stalkers. And he gave this whole diatribe on how I left and stuff. And that fucking shop steward said, let me tell you something. He don't get his job back, how about I make sure you get fucking deported back to that land of rats? I mean, he just insulted him to his face. He's like, he starts Monday, I don't give a fuck who you put there. The guy's like, but I put this kid there. And he goes, I don't give a fuck. He's gone. He goes back and you go back to the land of rats. I'll never forget that statement. And the guy just looked at him. We got up, and Monday I went back to work. And guess what?
Employee of the month.
2 weeks later, I got laid off because it was a slow season, so I collected like $400 a week.
Oh, they were still paying you?
Yeah, they collected me unemployment. And January of 81 was when I started running with who later on became my crew, not my crew, but they're my brothers, Roger, Stinky, and Fernie.
That's when you're like 18 and running?
18 and running, and
that's where we're going to pick up next time.
But
I want to say this, because I asked you this, I told you I'd do this at the end. You were like, no Houdini, no it. But this is a real question I have for everyone. Knowing that what you said about your mom calling out and knowing about the girl you broke up with in 8th grade because she didn't have a mom, and then where your life went, if you could go back and sit next to yourself on that stoop that night you cried when you had the keys, what would you say to yourself? What advice would you tell that kid?
It was the same advice I gave myself that night, that I was going to keep doing what I was doing, but eventually I was going to die. I was going to kill myself because I really, really wanted to be in that hole with my mother. I would have done anything to be in that hole with her. You know, when your mother dies or your father dies at a young age, you move on. You go on. People, I want you to know that you go on. Don't worry about your kid, anybody passing, you go on. But it's like eating food without salt the rest of your life. Something's missing. Any flavor. Like,
I know it.
She sucked the flavor out of my life, you know. And I'm happy I kept going. I'm happy. I really wanted to commit suicide. I'm not ashamed to say
Did you ever try at all?
No.
No.
Because of my Catholicism. But I wouldn't. Do you know why my tolerance is so high with drugs?
That's where you built it up.
That's what I was trying to do. And I almost succeeded one night at Joe Lucci's house. I took a bunch of Quaaludes.
That's what I was wondering.
I wasn't going to jump off a bridge.
Right.
I wasn't going to die a martyr. That's not who I am. I'm not a fucking victim, bitch. But I knew I didn't want to live anymore. I just needed to get hit by a car. I needed for somebody to push me off a bridge. I needed to get shot. So that's why I became so ballsy, because what's the worst thing you could do to me? Kill me? You're doing me a fucking favor. I'm going to end up a loser. I got no future. I'm a mama's boy, so I'm soft. I'm naturally fucking soft. I'm a half a pussy at the time, you know. I mean, I would fight you, but it wasn't what my strength was. So I always tell people, I got two answers for you. I'm happy that my mother died in a way, because the real Joey Diaz came out. I couldn't imagine who Joey Diaz would be today if my mother was alive. Joey Diaz would be a 500-pound kid that lived in his mother's basement, and I would never had the work ethic I had. I always had the balls. Let's get this straight off the bat. Balls were always there. They were always there. I wouldn't have used them.
Right.
So,
I know exactly what you mean.
I don't know what advice to give you. There's times I look
That's
at my
the
life.
Advice. You said it in talking, though. You said to yourself, basically, quit being a bitch, get the fuck up off this stoop, or you're going to get swallowed up and move forward. And that's the best advice you can give anybody, including yourself.
No.
But you lived it.
I
You
said,
embodied it.
I'm going to move forward till somebody shoots me. I get hit by a car, or I OD. And out of those three, what's the chances? The chances are highest that I OD.
Right.
Let's go for the OD. We're not going to tell nobody. We're not going to leave any notes. But we're just going to OD. That was the original fucking plan, kid. So.
And now look at you. We're at 18. About 10 hours into a podcast, we're at 18. And we really covered 5, starting at like age 5 when you can start remembering shit. To 18. I love you, brother.
I love you too.
Please promote your date.
I got the Atlanta Tabernacle Theater. I had to cancel last year. I felt really guilty. We rescheduled for January 25th, and it's myself and Simone, and we added a second show. Okay, and we kept the tickets prices down. I got the Tempe Improv. Hey, if you're in the Phoenix area and you like sucking dick, come see me at the Tempe Improv on Valentine's Day weekend. And then I'm in Santa Barbara, February. No, is it Santa Barbara? I have no. Oh, Treasure Island, Las Vegas, February 28th. So.
What's your website? We're joeydiaz.com?
joeydiaz.net.
.net. They can go there and see all that, right? All the dates.
We're in 2020, bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I got The Sopranos coming out 2020. Hopefully I'll have the audio book on audio coming out this year. So thank you very much for having me.
I love you.
I love you too. I'm getting old, my hamstring.
I love you.
But I'm going to give it hell every day. So I'll come back in a month and we'll start from
18.
We'll start from May of 82.
I will listen to this and make sure we pick up there.
May of 82. That's when the motherfucking parties.
As always, I'm Ryan Sickler on all social media, ryansickler.com. We'll talk to you all next week.